everyone, it's Nicole here, the Harmonious Hippy. Today's video is going to be focused on the neck and shoulders. So you can do this video if you are just trying to keep up your neck and shoulder health, if you just feel like you're a little bit stiff, if you've had prior injuries or maybe a current injury. As always, of course, consult your medical professional, healer, whichever works for you, and just ensure that if you do have current injury that you are recommended to move through this practice. And of course, as usual, whether you have injuries or not, just make sure that everything feels good for you. There are going to be some intense stretches here, so you do just really want to make sure that you are being careful and listening to your body. So that being said, it's just going to be a relatively quick one today. As we are focusing on the neck and shoulders, we are not going to do any standing. We will go into tabletop position and that kind of thing. So to start off, if you'd like to sit in a chair or sit on your couch or something like that, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just on a pillow here. You can also just sit on the floor. Whatever is the most comfortable for you, just come into that position, and no props needed today. So let's get started. Okay, so just getting started in your comfortable seat, wherever you have chosen to take that. We are going to start by just tuning into the body and coming into our breath really quickly. So sitting with a tall spine wherever you are, rolling the shoulders up and back, growing tall through the crown of the head, and just closing down the eyes. You can have the hands on the knees. They can be face down for grounding or face up for receiving, and just coming into your breath here. Beginning to move the breath in and out through the nose. This switches on the parasympathetic nervous system, which is that fight or flight response, which is why it's always such a big thing in yoga to be breathing through your nose. Helps to relax the body. Just tuning into your body here, doing a quick scan down, starting at the top of the head. Not pausing anywhere for a particularly long period, just getting an idea of where your body's at today, right now, in this moment. So just observing and noticing any sensation, tingling, soreness, heaviness, lightness, perhaps some tension or stress is held somewhere. Just notice that as you scan down. As we complete that body scan, just now tuning into your breath. Seeing where you feel it the most in your body today. And just observing what it feels like. Just to have been sat here for the few moments that you have now. Are you feeling relieved already? Perhaps you're still feeling a little busy and stressed from your day. No judgment here, just observing what's going on. And just focusing on that breath as it pulls in and releases out. Noticing if you're clenching your jaw or if your shoulders are creeping up towards the ears, just releasing all of that down. Just taking a quiet moment here for yourself to connect with your body and your mind. And we're just going to take a couple of cleansing breaths here to start the practice. So taking a deep inhale in through the nose and opening the mouth, sigh that out. Do that twice more. So deep inhale through the nose, gather up all that stress and tension that's left over, and exhale, let that go. Last one, let this be your loudest, most releasing one yet. Deep inhale through the nose and opening the mouth, making a sound. And just gently start with some neck movement here. So just dropping the right ear to the right shoulder and noticing if right away your shoulders have come up to meet the ear. Release those down. Feeling that stretch across the side of the neck. Taking an inhale here. And very slowly with your exhale, beginning to roll the chin forward. Really taking your time here and feeling into every part of the neck as you roll over left ear to left shoulder. And again, noticing if your shoulders are rising up here. Just relaxing those down. Inhaling here, and with your exhale, slowly rolling forward. And similarly to a cat-cow, flowing with your breath here, moving at the speed that feels good for you. If you find a spot that feels particularly juicy and delicious, you can stay there for a minute, perhaps tilting the chin down and up and seeing how that feels to move that stretch into different parts of your neck. But just flowing with your inhale and your exhale, rolling side to side. We're just doing half circles for now. Rolling the head all the way back in a full circle can strain the neck a little bit. So for today, we're just going to do our half circles. If it feels really good for you, go ahead and do those full circles, dropping the head back, but just noticing how that feels for you and just being very careful with the neck. Just a couple more rolls here. Relaxing shoulders down, breathing. Just two more. And when you complete your last side, just bring the head back to center. And now we are going to look towards the left shoulder, perhaps turning the head a little bit more, but not straining the neck here. And then turning to look over the right. And noticing if your shoulders are sinking forward here. You do want to have that nice open chest with that external rotation in the shoulders. So just checking in as you move. Notice what's happening if you're swaying your back quite a lot, sort of beginning to tuck as we do in a lot of our other positions where we engage the core just very slightly, just so that we have the tailbone going down long and not swooping out in the lower back. So nice and sturdy in your core, just gazing over the shoulders and moving slowly here, just getting a little bit of movement into the neck, lubricating those joints. And again, remembering to breathe in and out through the nose. And we'll just do one more. And bringing the head back to center, we're going to do a nice stretch into the upper back. So we're going to do eagle arms here. This is so good to stretch the upper back. It's very hard to get a nice stretch right up into the upper back, into that cervical spine. So moves like eagle arms are very good, and also your cat pose and your cat cows to press up into the upper back. It often gets neglected, so we like to make sure that we can get right in there and stretch all that out. So we're going to open the arms up to the sides and then crossing the right elbow over the left elbow, beginning to bring your hands as if you could have your palms touch. If you can touch your palms, that's great. If not, and you're something like holding onto a thumb like this, that's fine. If they're like this, that's also fine. You just want to try and move towards the most twist that you can. If you would like to use a strap as well, you can go ahead and do that. So once we have our hands here in our eagle hands, we're gonna lift them up, and you might feel that starting to move into your shoulders, into your upper back, and just slightly tucking the chin here. Now with our inhales, we're gonna lean back, press those arms up, hands away from the face. You can drop your neck back if you'd like, but being careful here, making sure that you are safe. So if you'd like to tuck the chin, then you can go ahead and do that. And then on your exhale, we're gonna sink forward and start to, almost as if you wanna stick out your chicken wings here. So press that upper back. Inhale, lifting the shoulders up and away from the face. And exhale, curling down, pressing into the chicken wings. We'll do that twice more. Inhale up, elbows away from the face, and exhale, curling down. Last time, inhale up. And exhale down. And coming back to neutral here, releasing the arms out wide, squeezing the arms back almost as if you have a pencil in between your shoulder blades that you're gonna squeeze together, opening the chest here. And then we are going left elbow over right, coming into your eagle arms here as close as you can get. And again, lifting up the elbows, you can tuck the chin here. And then inhaling, we're gonna come up, pull those away, and exhale, sink down, press into your chicken wings here. Inhale, up. And exhale, curling down. Twice more, inhale, elbows and hands away from the face. And exhale, pressing into that upper back. Last one, inhale up. And exhale down. And coming back to center, releasing the arms out wide, squeezing that here, and bringing the hands back down. So we are going to work with some rotation of the shoulders now. So if you can bring your hands back and externally rotate the shoulders. So roll the shoulders up and back, again, squeezing that pencil in between the shoulder blades. And then start to turn the wrists down and point them backwards while trying to squeeze this all in here. So make sure your shoulders aren't up at the ears here. Roll them down, up and down, and then flexing the wrists. So stretching the arms here, feeling that stretch in the wrists. Breathing, rotating that open, peeling that chest open. And then we're gonna internally rotate the shoulders. So bringing those in, you're gonna twist your wrists in and make little fists here. So feel that stretch along the forearm, internally rotating, squeeze that. This is the one that I call the check out my triceps move, because this is totally the one that gets your triceps poking out. So I like to pretend I'm a bodybuilder or something in this pose. I'm sure I'm nowhere near that. And releasing that, shaking that out. Perfect. Now this is one that I have recently been alerted to by a fellow yoga teacher who does the corporate yoga at my day job. And it's very funny. You will likely have done it as a child, but it is very good for stretching the ulnar nerve here on this side of your wrist. So if, like me, you type a lot and you find that you are getting soreness there from using your mouse and that kind of thing, this really stretches it out. So this is the goggles. You may already know what I'm talking about. So we're gonna put our fingers together as if we're gonna wear glasses, but we're gonna rotate our hands towards our face and grab on under your chin here and bring the hands up as if you're putting on little goggles. You can laugh. We all look crazy right now, or I just do, and you're just sitting there laughing at me, but hey, my ulnar nerve is getting stretched. So just holding this here, relaxing the shoulders down and twisting up with the hand here, feeling that stretch on the outer portion here of the wrist. Wearing those glasses with pride, y'all. Stretching that out. And releasing that down. Don't we just feel great? So moving into some more neck stretches here, we are going to take our right hand and bring it around our back and try to bring it so that it's on your left side here. Then I'm going to take my left hand. You can interlace the fingers if that's comfortable. I like to just place my left hand flat on my fingers since I can't get very far around. So again, check in with the shoulders, making sure that the shoulder isn't super high up, and just holding that here. And then we are going to drop our left ear to our left shoulder. And noticing here the stretch across the side of the neck, having that arm pulled back behind us really adds to that. And do play with this here. You don't have to sit still and wherever you've landed. You can tilt the chin down and move the stretch into the back of the neck. You can move the gaze up a little bit. Just start to feel that into all the areas of the neck. And when you find a spot that you really like, just sticking there, feeling that stretch, breathing through the nose. And letting the head release down towards the shoulder. Feeling that shoulder back. And bringing the head back to center. You can release that arm. Sorry, I've been doing a lot of hip openers lately, so my one hip is just done right now. So we're gonna switch hands. So the left hand now is gonna come along behind you. You can grab it with the right, making sure that you're not splaying out here. Do try and keep yourself together here, keep your core engaged slightly, and then just dropping the right ear to the right shoulder, feeling that stretch along the side of the neck. Again, you can tilt your head up and down, moving slowly, of course. Breathing. And just allowing gravity to drop your head closer towards your shoulder. Releasing those neck muscles. Back up to center, releasing the arms and just shaking that all out here. We are going to come onto our hands and knees now into tabletop position. If you have tender knees, you can always bring something up under your knees. I just got this off of Amazon. It's like a little knee pad thing that's made for yoga, I suppose. So I picked this up and it's quite nice, but you can also bring a pillow or a folded up blanket or something. Just coming to all fours here, spreading the fingers out, stacking the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. We're gonna move into some cat-cows here. So inhale, dropping the belly, shining the chest forward. You can lift the gaze. If that's hard on your neck, you can always just keep the gaze neutral here. And then on your exhale, curling the spine, squeezing and pressing into the hands to peel your shoulder blades apart here. Squeeze that air out. And then inhale, sinking the belly down, gaze comes up. And exhale, curling under. And just flowing with your own breath here. You can close down the eyes if that feels good. Just getting some movement into the spine, into the neck. Just do two more here. And completing your last exhale, just coming back to a neutral spine. We're gonna plant that left hand and sweep the right arm open, opening up the chest. And on your exhale, threading the needle, so threading that right hand underneath and coming down to the right side of the face, making sure that your neck is comfortable here. This is a great upper back stretch, so make sure that you're really feeling that twist in the upper back. And there are tons of variations here, so if you'd like, you can bring that right arm up above the head to help you peel the chest open. If you'd like, you can also come into a half bind with that arm. Just noticing what feels comfortable for you today. And breathing, please. Bringing that left hand back in front of your face. Pressing into that hand and inhale, sweeping that right arm open again. And exhale, placing that back on the mat. And switching sides here. I've got quinoa on my yoga mat. I'm not sure how that happened. So inhaling, sweeping that left arm open. And exhale, threading that under. Coming down to the side of the face. Again, making sure that your neck feels safe here. Twisting that upper back. You can lift your arm up overhead or come into a half bind here. Making sure you're breathing. And bringing that right hand back in front of the face, pressing into that hand, and sweeping the left arm open. And placing that back down. We're gonna sit back on our heels here. You can have the toes tucked or untucked depending on what feels comfortable for you. And we're going to bring the arms behind us here and clasp the fingers. If you would like to have a strap, you can use that as well. And just start to pull that down, straighten the arms. For me, I find it quite hard to do it with my palms touching, but this is ideal. So if you can have your palms touching while you pull that straight down, that's great. If you can just kind of get close to it and work towards it, that's great as well. Whatever feels the best for you. So don't push yourself to do something that your body's not ready to do. Just starting to open that chest, peel the shoulders open. And if you'd like, you can come into a little bit of a back bend here, so you can start to sink the hands down. And if you would like, you can drop the head back, opening the chest. If that's not comfortable, you can tuck the chin. And coming back up, shaking that out, rolling the shoulders a couple times. We're going to come into puppy dog pose now. So this one is quite, I want to say severe, but that's not the right word. It is quite a strong stretch though. So just move into it slowly and be aware of what you're feeling as you come in. So coming up onto your knees, and you want to make sure that you keep your hips over your knees throughout this stretch. So starting to come down, you're going to reach the arms out in front of you. So trying to sink down here, and you can bring your forehead to the mat. If you can get your chest to the mat, which you may be nowhere near, you may already be down there, like, why is she still talking? Just something to move towards with really open shoulders. If you do get your chest down, you can lift the chin and place the chin on the floor as well. So just starting to sink into that, tilting the tailbone up to the sky. And just breathing here. It's very important that you still breathe. And just feeling into the shoulders here. Notice if you're really gripping with the shoulders, and see if you can send your breath there and release them, let them go. And starting to come back up slowly. If you're quite chesty like I am, it kind of feels like it's squashing your boobs into the ground. So you can always maybe bring like, that's not anything too thick, like you don't want this kind of a thickness, but maybe something like this under your chest, or maybe a folded up towel, something like that. just to pillow that a little bit because it does kind of get a little bit sore. So we are going to move down onto our bellies now. So you can remove any props that are under your knees. And just coming down onto the stomach. And we're gonna come into Sphinx pose here. So bringing the shoulders under the elbows under the shoulders. And then placing the palms flat on the ground. Rolling the shoulders back and pressing the pelvis into the ground. This is gonna take some of the pressure off of your lower back here. And gaze can be up here, just releasing the shoulders down the back, shining the chest open. Just taking a moment here to breathe. And you can start to move your gaze if you're trying to look over your right shoulder. Bringing the gaze back to the front and moving the gaze over the left shoulder. And coming back to center, we're going to release that down. Releasing the right arm out to the side, straight in line with your shoulder. We're gonna start to roll over. So again, moving very carefully to make sure that you're not overdoing this here. Again, if you have chest issues like I do, you're gonna wanna do like an up and over. Don't roll straight over your boob, it'll hurt a lot. I assure you. So starting to roll towards that arm. You can lift up one leg and bring it over with you, leaving the left hand in front of the body to kind of support you. If it's comfortable for you, you can have the head up or you can release the head down to the floor. Just twisting open to where it's comfortable. If you don't have a lot of space or it feels better for you, you can also do this with a cactus arm. I find that quite a bit more intense. So just seeing, like, I can bear, that's like as far as I can go with a cactus arm. It's a lot. So just seeing what's comfortable for you and what feels good for you today. Not moving too quickly or too aggressively. Breathing into the stretch. Finding a spot of tension or gripping and sending your breath there to just release that a little bit more. And coming back to the center here. Bringing that in, releasing the other arm out to the side, again in line with your shoulder, and rolling over onto that side. Again, you can keep your head up like this, or you can always release your neck down, and just using that front hand to support you, roll you open. Breathing here. And rolling back. We're going to press into the hands and press ourselves up and back. Again, if you'd like something under your knees, you can just grab that. We're going to come into our wide-legged child's pose here. Keep my pants on, there we go. So just bringing the big toes to touch, knees open wide, and sinking the tailbone back towards the heels. You can reach the arms forward. If you want to give the shoulders a bit of a break, you can always bring the arms down by the sides with little chicken hands, and that'll give your wrists a nice break as well. You can reach through the center, whatever is comfortable. Bringing the forehead to the mat. Just taking a moment here, you can rock the head side to side, working out the tension in the forehead. And if you would like here, you can bring the hands into prayer hands and just bring them up behind your head. This gives a little bit of a release to the shoulders and the triceps as well. Breathing deeply through the nose. Releasing the hands back down. We're going to slowly come up from that. And we're going to move into supported fish. So if you do have a block, that's perfect. I like to use 2 blocks. I get a bit of swimmer's nose when I leave my head back, so I like to have my head supported. If you want to do this a lot more gentle, you can just stack a bunch of pillows up. You can always like roll a towel into like a long thin roll. Anything that's gonna sit on your spine, it doesn't have to be a lot, just enough that your shoulders kind of peel open. So I'm gonna grab my blocks here. You can also use a stack of books if that works for you. And I like these quite high. I like quite a bit of a heart opener. I'm gonna put this little squishy thing on here because I find the blocks quite heavy. So just finding that spot right about where your bra strap would be, around near the base of the rib cage. And just bringing the back down onto that. You want it to be in the center of the spine so that you feel like your chest is peeling open. You can relax the arms out to the sides. Legs can be out long. You can have the knees falling in towards each other with the feet out wide, or you can do bound angle with the feet together and the knees falling out wide. And just coming into a moment of silence here. Just breathing and feeling the heart peeling open. Feeling the shoulders roll down and open. We're reversing that posture, reversing that text neck here. If you would like and it feels comfortable, you can also reach for opposite elbows and bring the arms up overhead. This can be quite a nice shoulder opener as well. Just seeing what feels really good for you today in this moment. It might be different than yesterday, and that's totally fine. Focusing on your breath here. And depending on where you hold your tension and your emotions, heart openers might be very uncomfortable for you. If you're feeling particularly unsafe or not great in these poses, of course, always come out and instead do something that honors you. Perhaps just laying flat on your back feels better for you, and that's totally fine. But if you start to feel some emotions stirring in a way that is handleable, I invite you to just sit with that, breathe into those emotions, and just see what comes up, see what arises. If you feel the need to cry, then cry. If you want to smile, smile. If you're feeling anger, just breathing into that. And just observing where that's going in your body now that you're releasing the tension from the chest. And again, ensuring that you're breathing in and out through the nose. The parasympathetic nervous system is going to help you feel a little bit more safe here. Staying here for a few more breaths. To tuck the chin, and you can come up onto the elbows to remove the blocks. You can roll to one side, and then just rolling back down flat onto your back. Bringing the knees up to the chest. And see how that feels now after that heart opener to lay on your back on the floor. Just rock side to side a little bit here, squeezing the knees in And bringing the knees up in about a 90-degree angle here. You're gonna open the arms out like a T. And then just starting to drop the knees over towards the right. Trying to keep this left shoulder down. Gaze can be towards the left thumb, or you can stay looking straight up. Just twisting that out. Twists are great for your back and spine health. Also helps a lot with the shoulders. Just making sure you're breathing into that twist. Bringing out the spine. And inhaling the head back to center, followed by the knees. You can kind of reset yourself here, and then dropping the knees over to the left. Gaze can go towards the right if that's comfortable. Trying to keep that right shoulder planted. Breathing deeply, releasing the spine. Releasing the neck. And inhaling the head back to center, followed by the body. You can reach for the outsides of your feet here, or your ankles or shins, and just come into a happy baby and just rock side to side. Just releasing the back. Getting out your last little wiggles. You can straighten one leg and then the other if that feels comfortable. That was my hip that just cracked, if anyone was wondering. Isn't getting old fun. And then just getting out any last little wiggles that you need to, and coming down into your Shavasana. So you can always, of course, take Shavasana on your front if that feels safer for you. If you have trouble laying flat on your back, you can always go into the fetal position. If your lower back is tender, you can keep the feet out wide and let the knees fall in towards each other. Loads of options here. You can always bring your mat over to a wall and do a legs up the wall Shavasana, which is really nice for like draining any lactic acid in the legs after a workout or after just a really busy day. So just coming to your Shavasana, what's your most comfortable pose you can think of right now? I'm gonna sneeze in like 2 seconds, I can feel it. Maybe not. False alarm. Pretend that didn't happen. So just coming to your comfortable pose here and beginning to feel the body sinking into the earth. Feeling these effects of all those nice juicy neck and shoulder stretches that we just did. Perhaps you're feeling a little bit of sensation or tingling. And just letting that all go. Letting it all sink heavy into the earth. Just coming to your breath. And as always, just observing the breath and knowing that when you realize that your mind just wandered, every time that you catch that and bring it back to your breath, that is the true meditation. You do not have to sit here with no thoughts at all to be meditating. Just keeping your mind aware is all you need to do. Just relaxing here. Feeling cool, fresh air on your inhale. Releasing that stale air on your exhale. Inhale and exhale. body stretch here, letting out a yawn. And just moving very slowly here, bringing up the knees. And just rolling onto either side into the fetal position. And you can use that bottom arm as a pillow. Just relaxing here for a moment. And when you're ready, just pressing yourself up and coming to a comfortable seated position. Bringing the hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra, or just flat onto the chest, bowing the head slightly. Just tuning into your body again here and seeing how you feel after having completed this practice. Physically. I feel like there was some tension released. Just observing that. And now checking in mentally. Were you moving throughout this practice with judgment for yourself? Feeling like you weren't doing what you felt you should be doing in these poses. And just reminding yourself of how your body feels right now. The body has no ego. So the body is going to just appreciate and feel this movement that you gave to it, this nourishment. It has no idea if you were able to stretch further yesterday or do more chaturangas yesterday. It's just appreciating what you've done for it today. So perhaps trying to feel that same appreciation for yourself mentally as well, for getting on your mat and doing what you could do today. Every day is different. And knowing that you are honoring yourself always by coming to your mat, even if you just come to your mat to lay down in child's pose for an hour. Everything is perfect. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my videos as a whole and you're not subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell icon. I am posting every Saturday and also occasionally during the week when the mood strikes. I will have, spoiler alert, a little New Year's treat for you guys on New Year's Eve. So even though that's not a Saturday, you guys are getting a post on that day. You're welcome. Christmas is coming up right away here, so I hope that everyone that celebrates Christmas is feeling excited and magical. Kwanzaa is also coming up, so for anyone celebrating any of the holidays coming up, if you're still celebrating your Hanukkah, I just hope that everyone's really enjoying their holiday season and able to quote unquote get together with family, whether it be on FaceTime or texting or anything like that. I know this year's a little bit different than most years with the current climate of the world, so I hope that you are able to connect with someone in some way. And I appreciate you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and a lovely, lovely Christmas if you are celebrating it. So thank you so much for joining me. If you would like to contact me, I will link my information down below for email, Instagram, all of that fun stuff. Please comment down below just to say hi. Let me know what you're doing for the holidays. I just love to hear from you guys, so please do that. Thank you so much. Have a great day for the 45th time. I just don't want to say goodbye. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Okay, you've probably already clicked out. Goodbye. Namaste.